life minus research. And this is the story for ORS.
I went to the civil hospital and I called all my team.
Do you think it is possible, sir?
In the life, nothing is impossible.
Welcome to the Science Capsule. In this series of podcasts from Getz Pharma, you will be able to meet the world acclaimed leaders in research and thought leaders in research. This will showcase the visibility of innovation and science, and it will also going to foster communication between the leading acclaimed researchers and the budding scientists. Today, the topic of our dialogue is translational research and its community benefits. And who could be the better person to discuss all is with us today is Professor Dr. Abdul Ghaffar Billoo. For those who want to know more about him, he's graduated from Medical College, worked extensively in England, trained from England, and also has worked very, very extensively in Civil Hospital, JPMC, and last 22 years as a professor in Khan University Hospital. Acclaimed researcher, a great pediatrician, service provider to the humanity, more than 200 publications, and world acclaimed research across many, many associations. Founder and chairman of HANDS, and also chair for Health Research Advisory Board. There are a long list, but I will end here. I will like you to know more about Professor Abdul Ghaffar Billoo. Sir, welcome. Sir, why did you come to Pakistan?
Yes, why did you come to Pakistan is a very interesting question. Because I'm a Pakistani.
Yeah.
I'm a Muslim.
Right.
And then the first and the foremost teaching is وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونِ. You have been created for ibadat. And ibadat is not namaz roza only. Ibadat is to serve the humanity.
Sahih.
First and foremost in the humanity is your parents and family. So I was offered after my education in England British nationality and consultant post, which is difficult for a Pakistani physician to get in England.
Right.
You have to spend a couple of years before you become consultant. But I was offered straight away. But I told my chief, okay, I'm sorry, but my mission was to educate myself and go back to the country and serve my country and create the number of pediatricians. So he embraced me. And he says, your mission is much higher than the nationality of Britain. So my blessings are with you. And you will remember one thing, that wherever you go, you will bring about a change. I remember that sentence, yes.
So we can definitely see that.
And I still remember, okay, yes, you bring about a change.
So when you came back to Pakistan, there were hardly few pediatricians in Pakistan. Is that true?
There were only 7.
Only 7?
Only 7.
Including you?
Today the change is more than 300 members of Pakistan Pediatric Association. 3,000.
Wow. 3,000 members. Yes.
3,000. That's a change. That's a big change in about 55 years.
Wow. That's a big change.
So right. I can see my mission being completed.
All right. But I think you have much bigger journey imparted upon yourself than what you have mentioned, right? You think much in broader areas than what you have actually accomplished so far. Is that right?
Yeah. Serving the parents and creating and teaching the pediatricians. In the first challenge, it was very good. I trained one of my RMOs, and he was one out of 70 students who were appearing for the exam.
Really?
And there were three students of Professor Hamid Ali Khan, three of Vasti Saab, the celebrated pediatricians.
Right.
Those who were here when I came to Pakistan. And after the examination, the results came back, and my student passed, and the six of them, they couldn't make it.
All right.
So Professor Vasti phoned me from Lahore. Who are you? We don't know the name of Billoo, and your student has passed, and six of our students have not made it. So this was a great boosting for me that I can train pediatricians in Pakistan.
Amazing.
It was a great boost, initial boost for me. So this was in civil hospital when I joined after almost 5 years, because you have to struggle for 4 or 5 years to settle in Pakistan.
Yes.
It's not easy to get a job. It's not easy to get a job.
So you had also had difficulties in getting a job in Pakistan?
I had great difficulty. First 2 years I had no job of pediatrician.
Okay.
After 2 years there was one job of pediatrician in Holy Family Hospital, the then very famous hospital.
Yes.
At that time it was a very famous hospital.
Yes.
So I was called for an interview, and the medical director was very good. She was very kind to me, and she appreciated the interview. She said that I'm very impressed with you, and it's likely that we'll hire you, but I have to go back to my committee.
Okay.
And if the committee is also pleased, then they might call you back again, and then we will hire you.
All right.
But I want to tell you, as a medical director, that if you are hired, you will be proud of Holy Family Hospital.
Really?
So, madam, that's a great news for me. But can I make a little correction? She said, you want to make a correction? I said, yes. Okay, what's the correction? I said, when I'm hired, I'll be proud of Holy Family Hospital. But when I work with the Holy Family Hospital for 6 months, a year, then I want to guarantee that the Holy Family Hospital will be proud of me.
All right.
He says, but that's a very big thing for a young man like you to say. I said, no, that's not a very big thing. Because I'm confident of myself.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that what I can deliver. So he said that she says that I'm not going back to my committee. You are hired now.
Amazing journey, sir. Amazing journey.
That was a very surprising thing for me that, just my confidence got the job there and there.
Great.
So I was hired by the Holy Family and I worked for 3 years. But there was a faculty position in Dow Medical College. Then I applied
there. And then you worked with Civil Hospital, Karachi.
Yeah, I was hired as a head of the Department of Pediatrics at Dow Medical College Civil Hospital. And I remained with them for 27 years.
27 years.
That's where I got a lot of opportunity of two things. Training the students for pediatrician.
Okay.
And looking at the problems of Pakistan and identifying them for the research.
All right. So your research journey actually started, your motivation actually started from Civil Hospital, this is what you're saying? From Dow University?
From Dow University.
And working your community engagements that you build up in the future, that started from, that's where you got your first impressions?
Because I believed in addressing the problems.
Okay.
You must find out the problems and then identify the solutions.
Agreed.
Which in modern terms is known as research.
Right.
Find the problem, then try to find out the solution.
Yeah.
And then apply that solution to the community or to the nation or to the world.
Yeah.
That is the research. Applied research. Research for action. Research for policy.
And this is what transitional research means?
Yeah. This is the transitional research.
Okay.
Now, if I give you the example of the transitions that I can give you several examples of transitions.
Okay.
Which the research has made. And of course, as I said, my journey started with the biggest problem of the world.
Which is that?
That was the diarrhea.
That was the diarrhea.
Yeah. In those days, late 60s and early 70s.
Right.
5 million.
5 million.
Children were dying of diarrhea across the world.
Across the world.
I mean, this was colossal.
Just diarrhea.
Just diarrhea. So I said, this is the largest single killer of the children of the world. Why not do something for that?
Right.
I was strongly motivated to do something about it, and then the treatment was IV rehydration.
Yeah.
Because diarrhea produces dehydration.
Yeah.
And the severe dehydration will kill if you do not rehydrate.
Right.
So I said, how to rehydrate them? In civil hospital, I started asking medical superintendent. I said, I'm getting 150 or so children with severe diarrhea and dehydration. And about at least 50 to 60 of them, they require IV fluids. He said, I can give you only 3 to 5 IV fluids per night.
As usual, the resources were very limited.
Yeah, because the whole hospital is my responsibility.
Yeah.
And I get 150 or so. So I have to supply to the whole hospital. So your quantum comes to be about 3, 4, 5. So I said, what about the rest of the children? They will die. And every morning I used to reach and ask the resident, Ji, what is the news? Sir, the news is bad. 5 children died last night. Oh, my goodness, 5 children died last night. I have to do something about it. In those days, one of my friends' child was suffering from diarrhea and had a severe dehydration. And he was a good friend of mine, so I was passing through his home in the night before going home.
Okay.
So I said, your child is very dehydrated, and unless we admit him in the civil hospital, he might die.
Really?
So they said, civil hospital? No, we are scared of civil hospital.
Okay.
You know the bad name at that time?
Yeah.
People only go there, they die.
Yeah.
This was such a bad name over there.
Bad name.
And I was working over there. So it was hurting me also. So I said, okay, don't worry about it. You bring me some utensil which can carry about 1 kilo of water.
Yeah.
So the wife of my friend, she brought. So I said, now bring 4 teaspoons of sugar. So she brought 4 teaspoons of sugar. So I said, bring 1 teaspoon of salt. So she brought 1 teaspoon of salt. So I said, mix it now.
Yeah.
And try to taste it. It said, very nice. So I said, give it in front of me to the child. And the child started taking immediately.
Okay. Yeah.
So he said, what is this? I said, this is a sugar and salt solution. And you keep on giving it the whole night. And I'll come in the morning at 8 o'clock before going to the civil hospital.
Okay.
8 o'clock in the morning, the child was playing.
Amazing.
Severely dehydrated child was playing.
He was hydrated.
Hydrated.
Okay.
So I went to the civil hospital and I called all my team.
Okay.
I said, from now onward, we'll make the sugar and salt solution and start giving it to all the dehydrated children.
And no issues with the IV transfer of liquids.
So my RMOs and my residents and my house officer, they quickly started grabbing of dehydrated children.
Okay.
The others were treated for 4 hours and discharged. But dehydrated children were kept for about 12 hours. They fully rehydrated and then sent home. And mother was told that you keep on giving this and come back after 48 hours. My child has become all right. What is the treatment? So we said that this child had lost water and salt. So we are given salt and water.
And this is the story for ORS that
yes,
took up the global landscape.
ORS story started within 2 years after that. I had written it to the WHO.
Okay.
That the solution to the dehydration is oral solution.
Okay.
Oral solution. I received from WHO some packets for research. It was 10,000 packets.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, in that year, the cholera outbreak came. For which I had to face a lot of problems. Because when the non-English came to me, I said, this diarrhea dehydration is because of the cholera. So I had to face the music from the government. But that's another story.
Yeah.
Okay, they called me.
Okay.
Okay, why have you said it's cholera?
Okay.
You are not supposed to say because it brings a bad name to the government.
Right.
That's another story because this ORS story will be diluted.
Okay. Okay.
Because that's a very interesting story.
So how this ORS took the global landscape with your research?
This is now the real research.
Yeah.
We started getting cholera. We received 5,000 cases of cholera in 50 days.
In 50 days.
And on one bed, we used to treat 4, 5. In 5 to 6 hours, we used to rehydrate orally. Once the child is rehydrated, discharge. Second child.
Okay.
Change the coverings, and then next child. Change the covering, next child. So some beds 4 children, some beds 5 children in a day.
Okay.
So 50 days, 5,000 children
were rehydrated.
The case fatality of the cholera is approximately 3%. And our fatality rate dropped to 0.3%.
0.3%.
90% drop. in
Wow.
fatality,
Wow.
and just in ORS.
And this was published.
This was published. This was sent to the WHO first.
Okay.
First, it was sent to WHO.
WHO.
And then immediately WHO asked me to come and present this in Cairo.
Okay.
Okay, there will be 76 scientists in you to come and present this.
Okay.
So I went over there.
Okay.
And the chief of diarrhea from Geneva came over there.
Mhm.
WHO chief of Geneva.
Okay.
He came to Cairo, and there were 76 scientists. And then after the meeting of 18 hours, he asked me, would you come to present this to the Global Advisory Group in Geneva? I said, yes, I will come.
Okay.
I said, but it is yet not published. He said, we don't want to wait for publication.
Wait for publication. Yeah.
This is such a phenomenal figure. 5,000 treated children.
Yeah.
And 0.3 mortality. What more do you want? So I said, okay, I'm ready to come. So then immediately in 2 weeks' time, I received a letter.
Okay.
You are appointed as an advisor to the WHO as a member of the Technical Advisory Global Group.
Okay.
So they usually have about 14, 15 global experts.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, you will be one of the global experts for the next 3 years to the WHO.
Right.
And
Great.
you have to come every year. So I said, I don't mind.
Fantastic journey, sir.
So,
Sir, you have done more than 200 publications, right?
Yes.
And a lot of research. Do you remember your first research or publication? What bottlenecks you felt? what were the issues at that time? Just want to
again,
get some.
My research was mainly the largest killers of children. My second job was pneumonia. Pneumonia was the second largest killer of the children at the time. So I took up the pneumonia. I told WHO, you don't need doctors. You don't need doctors. You need a paramedical or a teacher to diagnose pneumonia and treat in the village. Because before the village gets a doctor, it will be 200 more years. And you want to let the pneumonia die for 200 years? So I got another research project from WHO, funded project. That, okay, you prove it, that the teachers can. So we trained the teachers for 15 days how to diagnose pneumonia. Fast breathing, chest indrawing, respiratory distress. This is pneumonia. Inability to feed, severe pneumonia. So pneumonia or a severe pneumonia indicated is amoxicillin.
Yes.
Don't give the bombardment of injections to the children. And
right.
So, we trained the teachers. The teachers were trained. So I said, are you now ready? So we sent one physician to supervise them, but not interfere. So they treated approximately 1,500 children. They picked up 150 plus pneumonias and treated them successfully. And the success rate of the diagnosis and treatment was 96%.
Amazing.
So we said this is known as acute respiratory infection, ARI. It's a WHO program, ARI. And control of diarrheal disease came, CDD. Control of diarrheal disease, CDD. Right. And then ARI, acute respiratory infection control. So the two largest killers of, so the pneumonia teachers we published in JPML. In JPML.
Yeah.
And this was really bringing lots and lots of acclaim that, teachers can treat pneumonia. I said, yes. So we presented to the pediatricians, and the pediatricians were upset. You are saying that pneumonia should be treated by paramedicals or a teacher. This is giving them a free license to use antibiotics. I said, no, madam, don't get upset. It's a national problem. It's a global problem. And we have to find a solution to prevent the pneumonia deaths. And this is a presentation. You tell me why they should not be allowed to use amoxicillin.
Right.
We are not training them to give injections of cefotaxime. We are not training them to give injections of gentamicin. They are not trained to give injections. How will they give injections?
Agree.
But they are trained to give amoxicillin. So if they are giving amoxicillin, even somebody who has got a cough and cold by mistake, there will be only 10%. Because 96% diagnosis was correct. only 4% was wrong. So what is the problem?
Agreed.
You save so many lives.
Agreed.
So
Agreed.
as I said, my basic research used to be always diarrhea, pneumonia, breastfeeding, malnutrition, because these are the problems which are hitting Pakistan.
With hitting Pakistan.
Even some of them, like malnutrition.
Yes, malnutrition is a big one.
40% of the children are malnourished today.
Yes, yes, they are malnourished. And for nutrition and the choices of food that we take and the amount of food that we eat, that all have also.
It's mainly the education of the mothers which will address the malnutrition.
Yeah.
Because you remember that when Pakistan was born, we used to teach that this is the granary of subcontinent.
Yeah.
What does it mean? That this part of Pakistan is feeding the previous subcontinent, India and Bangladesh. This is now Bangladesh and India. But we used to feed the entire subcontinent.
Yes.
So this was the granary of subcontinent. And then this part has got 40% of the children who are suffering from malnutrition. So I said, this is a slap on the face of Pakistan.
That is
and even people like Prime Minister, they talk about malnutrition.
Right.
But what actually are we doing? What actually are we doing? Are we encouraging the breastfeeding in 95% of the mothers? If we are not, why not? Because the mothers will not only give the proper nutrition, but it will also protect the child from many infectious diseases during the first year of the life, including asthma, allergy.
Yes.
Those who have got asthmatic family, the asthma will be prevented in those who are breastfeeding for the first 1 year.
Yes.
And these are all scientifically well-known facts.
Yeah, that's true.
So my mission has always been to look at the basic problems, killing large number of children, or creating large morbidity, like malnutrition. 40% of the children. I mean, looking at this 40% children, what kind of adults are they going to be economically, in as far as the economic productivity is concerned? Certainly compromised. So we are only looking at 40% malnourished children. We are not looking at the economic price that Pakistan is going to pay 25 years from now.
That is right.
That's frightening.
Yes.
That's frightening.
And they also have lower cognitive functions as well.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, I agree. Also, please highlight the rotavirus and the typhoid vaccine, EPI inclusion. What's the story here? The budding researchers would really like to know how it has been translated into action and benefit to the community.
Yes, as I said, that I spent 27 years of my first stay in Pakistan in Dow Medical College and Civil Hospital, and I was asked by the governor to continue for 3 more years. I said, no, I don't believe in it. No extension.
Okay.
No extension. He says, but you've done such a wonderful work as a dean.
Yes.
You've transformed the whole system of education. I said, yes, at the cost of my life. Because I knew the students can kill you anytime. The kind of the change that I was bringing, the students didn't digest it easily.
Yeah.
And of course, 200 students reached my house in 2 buses in the evening.
Really?
Okay, if you don't postpone the exam, we'll burn your house. I said, okay, you burn my house. You can burn your house. Right. And in less than 5 minutes' time, the 2 police vans came in. Oh, you had already informed police? I said, no. I'm only working as a orphan dean.
Orphan dean. So what was the typhoid story, sir? How this typhoid vaccine got incorporated into the extended program for immunization?
The vaccine.
What's the research behind this?
Vaccine story is very interesting because I was also the member of the technical advisory group.
Okay.
Of Pakistan.
Okay.
On immunization.
All right.
National Immunization Technical Advisory Group, NETAG.
Okay.
NETAG.
All right.
So I was the member of that. So I used to always make the noise. Okay, why we are not introducing pneumonia vaccine? Children are dying. Although amoxil is a good treatment, but why not prevent it?
Prevention, yes.
Why not prevent it? You give the vaccine. And there was a hue and cry, and 13 antigens, and this has got 99 antigens. So I said, all right, we'll do the research, and then So vaccine research was done in Aga Khan and Kharadar Hospital combined. When the result came in, they were so convincing that we took it to the NEAT egg.
Okay.
And the NEAT egg agreed to put it in the EPI program.
Okay.
So Pakistan became the first country in the Asia to introduce a pneumococcal vaccine.
Amazing. So lot of benefit to the community.
This was really a remarkable achievement. Then second came in Dr. Anita Zaidi was working with us. She's a great researcher. She was working in my department. She was very keen to work on Rota. And we launched another research project, multi-center research. 5 centers were identified from Pakistan, and rotavirus incidence was reported to the WHO. In Pakistan, 26 to 46% of all diarrhea are Rota. So, if we introduce Rota vaccine, at least nearly 40 to 50% of the diarrhea will be prevented. The remaining diarrhea can be treated by ORS. So the WHO was convinced, and Pakistan was convinced, and NEAT was convinced, and NEAT put rotavirus in Pakistan, EPI
program.
This was the second.
Right. And now
third was the we were struggling for typhoid.
Yeah.
Fortunately for Pakistan,
yes,
extremely drug resistant typhoid came to Pakistan.
XDR, yes.
XDR.
Yes.
Came first to Pakistan. Yes. Before anywhere in the world. And this was in Hyderabad. So within few months, it started coming to Karachi. So again, Aga Khan, Hyderabad, Aga Khan, Karachi, and Kharadar, they were selected for typhoid research. And when this was reported, it became a compulsion because the pressure from UK and USA for their citizens, don't travel to Pakistan because it has got an XDR. So
there were travel advisory.
This was the ignominy for Pakistan internationally.
Right.
So Pakistan was compelled, NEAT was compelled, and we introduced the conjugate vaccine of typhoid.
Okay.
And this was only 2 years back. Sindh was selected first. So we selected 1 crore children, 10 million children for vaccination, and 95% coverage. This was a conjugate vaccine. So typhoid dropped like this.
Yes.
You know, from all the wards, the wards were full of typhoid, and after the vaccine, there was hardly any typhoid to be seen.
Because it has been prevented now.
Yes, it was prevented.
From
so, pneumococcal, Rota, and now this is the action-oriented research.
Yes.
Action-oriented, policy research.
Policy research.
This is the research changes the policy.
Yes.
ORS change the policy of the WHO.
Yes.
WHO.
Yes.
Pneumonia changed the policy of the WHO.
Yes.
Pneumococcal vaccine changed the policy of Pakistan. Rotavirus changed the policy of Pakistan. Typhoid vaccine
in the benefit of the community.
Yes.
In the benefit of the
community.
Yeah.
Research has to be problem-based, need-based. If research is for the sake of research, I tell you, 80% of the research is a trash research. And this is going into the prints only. Out of total research, you will find worthwhile research 20 to 30% or something like that. And this is based on the problem which the globe is facing.
Right.
What the globe needs is a research on diabetes today. I'm a pediatrician, but globally, you also know and I also know what is ailing the world. Today, the world is being hit by metabolic syndrome.
True.
Metabolic syndrome.
Communicable
diseases. First you gain the weight.
Yes.
And then you are not careful. The next thing to hit you is the diabetes. If you are still not careful, the next thing is going to hit you is hypertension.
Yes. And then the complications of both.
If you are not still careful, then you are going to have myocardial infarct.
Right.
So this is a process of obesity, diabetes, hypertension, myocardial infarct. Yes. This is total known. It's one disease.
Yes.
Metabolic
It's
syndrome.
One disease.
Metabolic syndrome is a one disease.
Yes.
My own feeling, although I should not open my mouth.
Yeah.
But let me listen to the people and comment. Yeah. I don't mind. Because this was really and truly motivated by the industry, food industry. When the carbohydrate industry came in, then they started trumpeting. that the fat is harmful for human consumption.
Yeah.
It produces obesity, it produces hypercholesterolemia, it produces hypertension, and hypercholesterolemia leads to the blockage of the arteries, and then it gives rise to the myocardial infarct.
Myocardial infarction.
So you should stop eating fat.
Yeah.
So the epidemic all over the world spread that you should eat carbohydrate.
Yeah.
Little do the people know that the carbohydrate is the main culprit of obesity.
Absolutely correct.
The world is now waking up that carbohydrate produces more obesity. Extra calories go into your fat. Body has the mechanism to convert the carbohydrate into fat.
Yes. But it's also, I think, this socially how we live, how we eat, the choices of food, the walk,
and then the change that the TV came in.
Yeah, and lifestyle that
the
we
TV
have.
came in.
Yeah,
TV came in, and then the mobile came in, and the mobile came in, and then the iPads came in, and then the laptops came in. So you became homebound and office bound.
Yes.
And your walking of 45 minutes every day was gone.
Was gone. Yes. That is also.
If that 45 minutes is brought back again.
Yeah.
After Namaz-e-Fajr or after Namaz-e-Maghrib,
yeah,
it will be ideal.
Right.
You
right.
walk for 45 minutes and go to the mirror every month and see your shape without jacket and say to yourself, yes. If you say yourself to the yes, then you are okay. Then you do nothing, which I have done for the last 50 years. Yeah. I go in front of the mirror every month and I ask myself, how are you? If I say yes, then I'm saying yes. Now, that story has given me that I have not increased even 1 kilo in the last 50 years.
1 kilo in the last 50 years?
In 50 years.
You're same weight last 50
Same
years?
weight in the last
that
50 years.
That is amazing.
So that's what I'm saying, that although it's the adult subject, but I'm saying this is my personal research on me.
Okay.
It's doable for 50 years, 60 years, 70 years. That you can freeze your weight. You don't have to go to the freezer in the night, and yet you can freeze your weight.
Agreed. Let's switch to another interesting thing. One of the interesting things that you have done is the creation of HANDS.
Yes.
And to the audience, HANDS is Health and Nutrition Development Society. So I was reading through. It has a very wishful vision. So it states that quality of life for all in an equitable, humane, peaceful, and sustainable world. Do you think it is possible, sir?
In the life, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. If I had said that I will not allow a single kilo to increase in the next 50 years, somebody would have said it is impossible.
Yes, would have.
And here I am sitting in front of you.
Agreed.
I had adopted one village to go and give the maternal and child health services in a week.
Okay.
Then we started with the second village. Then we started with the sixth village. Out of blue, UNICEF came to know that Dr. Billoo and his team are going to 6 villages for providing mother and child health. So they wrote a project. Okay, this is a 6-village project for 3 years, and it costs total funding at that time about 200,000 rupees or something like that, which included a vehicle, driver, and 6 doctors' salaries. I said, but this has come out of the sky.
Yes.
For me, it was a surprise. I went home and offered 2 rakat nafal to Allah. I said, Allah, I asked you that what should I do now that I got my own house? Now all my children are going to the school. I've got a fantastic income and I got a lot of saving from my income. What should I do? So the answer came to me that there is a huge makhluk.
Yeah.
Do something. Do something for that.
Do it for mankind.
They would do it for the mankind. Look at the people living in conditions. They don't have a house, they don't have a water, they don't have a khana, they don't have a medicine. So one component you can provide, medicine and education. Medicine and education. Okay, please offer your child this khana because he is now 7 months.
Right.
Please don't stop your breastfeeding for a year at least. Your child never will fall ill. He will never get a diarrhea. So this is a free of cost. And when UNICEF realized this is fantastic, they offered a project. Before we finished the first project in 2 years' time, we had another offer from TVO, Trust for Voluntary Organization, TVO. trustful only organization. It had about 480 million rupees in the kitty for providing grant to the projects. So they sat with our team and made a 3-year program of 25 villages to provide this. So we built in education. We said health and education, health and nutrition development society. It was only health and nutrition.
Okay.
With UNICEF.
Okay.
When it came with the TVO, then it became Health and Nutrition Development Society.
Okay. This is how it went
to the education
to
also.
The education also, and mainly education is related to educating mothers and
mothers. How to look after your child and yourself. Okay. How to look after yourself in your pregnancy by eating 400 extra calories, and to gain 10 kilos during pregnancy, so that your child becomes not premature, not low birth weight. He'll become good birth weight if you gain 10 kilos. Simple science.
Yeah.
Simple science. Even the mother can understand.
Right.
Okay, my bacha is kamzor. Your bacha is not kamzor. He's 3 kilo.
He's 3 kilo. Right. Also, you are the chairman for Health Research Advisory Board, where Getz Pharma is also collaborating with you.
Let me tell you a couple of things about hands, and then the
Sure. Please go ahead.
The hands progressed to 25 villages. Then the TV also very happy. She said, we will give you now 25 more villages. So 50 villages.
50 villages.
By the time we had reached 50 villages, the floods came in.
Of 2010?
2010.
Okay.
And we were not in disaster. So we collaborated with the United Nations. And they taught us for 15 days. What is the disaster management? Okay. Disaster management comprises of 4 R's. Rescue them.
Yeah.
Then give them the relief intent. When the 2 months of rescue and relief is over, then go and reconstruct the houses.
Yeah.
And rehabilitate them. That's 15 months.
Yeah.
So we came in housing, we came in water supply, we came in rehabilitation.
Really?
So the society is now all.
Yeah.
These floods have come, so we have taken responsibility of 25 districts.
25 districts?
Amazing. For rescue and relief. And after rescue and relief, we will continue for 15 months to give them construction of the houses and rehabilitation. All other organizations will go away from 3 months.
Yeah. They are more focused on food, their delivery.
No, they are focused only on relief, not even rescue.
Rescue, yes. And relief.
Yes. So now coming back to your...
Health Research Advisory Board. How it was created, what is on the agenda. This is where Getz Pharma is also collaborating with you.
This is also a very interesting story. As you know that when I joined Dominic College, research was at the bottom.
Yeah.
At DOM. And I started taking up the global challenges.
Yes. Like
diarrhea, like pneumonia. And Alhamdulillah, both of them are now globally recognized. And it was a big struggle. When I reached Aga Khan Hospital, my department of pediatrics was at the bottom of the research. So I said, what are we doing? The best institution in Asia is doing nothing for Pakistan to change the policy. Why? Kis cheez ki kami hai? What are we
must be busy in seeing patients only.
So then, the research started. And so I said, this isolated, how far Dr. Billoo is going to come to do, and the research has got to be addressed at the level of Pakistan.
Right.
At the level of Pakistan. So I had a couple of friends. And right enough, Ibrahim Qasim Sahab still is a good friend of mine. Yeah. We are like brothers.
Right.
He calls me a brother and I call him brother.
Okay.
And his son is a dynamic person. Yeah. Arun Sahab.
Yeah.
Very dynamic. So, and they are committed to the Pakistan's cause. And I told them, I said, research in Pakistan is a yatim subject. It's an orphan subject. Yeah. Nobody owns except some individuals. And this is pathetic. Are we going to allow the mothers and children and heart patients to just keep on dying and dying and dying? Or are we going to make a stop somewhere? So, I said, what do you need? I said that we need research. Dr. Zaki, the dynamic person.
Yeah.
Very dynamic. I mean, if Zaki was not there, there won't be a board.
Right.
Basit Saab, what a great researcher.
He's a great researcher.
What a great researcher.
I'm a big fan of Basit.
Shahid Noor.
Yeah.
What a great researcher. Look at the number of registries.
Yes.
And this is less than 10 years.
Yes.
In less than 10 years, 10 registries.
Yeah.
And
Big
some of,
achievement. Big milestone.
and some of them recognized and admired even internationally.
Right.
We put the group together. And as you also heard me over there,
Yes.
the research has got to be need-based,
Need-based.
problem-based, problem-oriented, policy-based, policy-changing research, action-oriented research, and then funded research. Billions of dollars of funds are lying unused, and we are not training our people to do the project. Write a project, do the costing, do the budget, give the timeline, apply it, it will be funded.
Yes.
Even HEC will fund you.
Yes.
Even NIH will fund you.
Agreed.
In AKU, we have got NIH funded project right now. And we are sitting on approximately about $25 million of research funding. Even the hands, even service oriented project. Right now, we are writing the project on floods.
Okay.
And this will be funded to the tune of 2 billion rupees.
Wow. That's a big amount.
That's a big amount.
That's a big amount.
For addressing the floods.
Right.
And my team is quite happy in comparison.
I always wanted to.
मुझे कहते हैं उर्दू मुझे मैंने कहा बेटा ये 2 बिलियन रुपीस कुछ बड़ी बात नहीं सर कोई मुश्किल की बात नहीं है फंडिंग आएगी तो ये जरा बिल्कुल मैं 1-to-1 बात हुई CEO से लास्ट थर्सडे को कहते नो सर द मनी इज कमिंग देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम एट ऑल बिकॉज आई गॉट वरीड अबाउट 2 billion rupees. He said no, not at all.
So my another intriguing question would be, what would be your life minus research? Would have been different? Zero?
Yeah, because I would say it will be very diminutive to training the pediatricians, because that has been a very plus point in my life. But training the pediatrician has also changed the shape of child health care in Pakistan. Because we had no pediatrician in villages. And now my trained pediatricians are working in many, many villages. That is a phenomenal change. So I would say my life 40% say training and 60% research. But both these things are being carried out of my now fellows.
Yes.
Both these things are being carried out because I'm trying to withdraw myself gradually, slowly. But there's a little bit of a pressure on me now for the last 6 months or a year.
Okay.
You should take out now time and sit down and write what you have done. In the life. I said, but this is not my cup of a cake. Not my piece of cake.
Okay. So thank you very much. Any messages you want to give to young researchers?
Yes.
New scientists, those who are going through this transition phase?
Spend your time on identifying the problem. Spend your time on identifying the solution, and do the research on that and prove it. Here you found the solution, and tell it to the country and to the world. And bring about a change in the policy of the province or a country or a region or a world.
Leave an impact.
We have given you the example which is doable.
Yeah.
And it has not hurt me.
Yes.
I haven't lost a single kilo and I haven't gained a single kilo. You can see me still sitting in the same place and same kursi, not needing a bigger kursi.
Right.
So it is doable. Go and do the services where the services are lacking. I chose it from UK to Pakistan.
Yes.
When there were only 6 pediatricians, although the passport was in my hand. He said, this is your passport and this is your post. Come and take it tomorrow. I said, no sir. My priority is my country. There are no pediatricians and there is no research. And the children are dying like flies. I worked in the children's ward. Once I worked in children's ward, I said to Allah, Ya Allah, I wanted to be a teacher, and then I said, no, I want to be a doctor. And then I said, okay, fine, I want to be a surgeon. Yes, this surgery was successful. And then I worked in children's ward. It changed my entire mission. Okay, no, your life is for children. So I told to Allah, Ya Allah, one life for children. Even 100 lives will not be, even 1,000 lives. So he said, who said there's one life? Go train yourself and come back and train thousands of pediatricians. The very day I was doing a house job, the message was written that come back and train the children, your students for the research and pediatricians.
Great. Sir, it was a pleasure to be with you here
I've
today.
enjoyed it.
And
I've enjoyed it
I had a
thoroughly.
lot of questions, and I'm really amazed to see your journey in research as a pediatrician as well, and how you have able to make a contribution to the community, changing the policies through research.
My
into-
life has been very, very gratifying. Very gratifying. There are several incidents and anecdotes where it has been so satisfying. It has been so satisfying to say, Governor, in his own house, no, sir, I will not take extension.
All right.
ये हमारा कंप्लीट हो गया ना.
नहीं सर अभी नहीं हुआ. We'll edit it later
Governor
on.
had called me when I finished my dean's job. Then he called me. He said that, and that's a very interesting story, that we want to give you an extension. Have a cup of coffee and we'll discuss. I said, yes, I will have a coffee. But this will be not an obligation on me. He said, no obligation.
To
So-
the audience, we our guest today, Dr. Abdul Ghaffar Billoo, eminent researcher, great physician, lifesaver of millions of children. We have just witnessed his story, how to translate research into benefit of the community, how to change the policies of the government, and how to leave a big impact, saving millions of life in Pakistan and across the world. It was a delight to meet Dr. Abdul Ghaffar Billoo in our studio today. Thank you very much.